Welcome to your Daily 5 for Tuesday, November 7th, 2023. Following up the 5 from yesterday, today I'm going to be talking about the 2021 adaptation of the book Nightmare Alley, this time done by Guillermo Del Toro and starring Bradley Cooper, Cate Blanchett. Well, those are the two headliners. There's multiple other people, Willem Dafoe. There's other people you will recognize in this film. But this movie, as I said yesterday, is essentially the same exact story as the book, I assume, because if both movies are this carbon copy the same in terms of their narrative, I think they're both straight adaptations of the book. But in either case, they both tell the same story. The difference is, well, there's two big differences. Well, there's one big difference and a bunch of little differences. So the biggest difference between the 47 film and the 21 film is, of course, Guillermo Del Toro and his use of visuals, particularly color, but also shot composition, the backgrounds, the characters he focuses on. I mentioned in the 5 yesterday that there aren't a lot of carnival people that aren't normal looking people. And when I say normal looking, I mean a lot of what the movie revolves around, except for the geek. That's the only one in the 47 movie who comes out as an unusual person. I shouldn't say normal or abnormal. It's not the right way to say it. But the more sensational people that you would expect in a carnival show are really pretty absent from the 47 film. And even the geek is pretty normal looking, honestly. He just looks like somebody who hasn't bathed in a while. He doesn't look as wild and weird as he does in the Del Toro film. But also, as you would expect with Del Toro, you see more unusual individuals on display. Not as many as you would maybe expect, but definitely more than the 47 film. So this is obviously a beautiful film. Del Toro makes very beautiful films. But I have to say, I went into the 21 film expecting to come out the other side and see it as a superior film. But I have to be honest, I prefer the 47 movie. Part of that is the length. The original, as I mentioned yesterday, is 1 hour and 11 minutes. This movie is 2.5 hours. So there's a lot of things added to it. And honestly, I'm not sure they're all necessary. Now, I don't know if I'd have that opinion if I hadn't just watched the remake, or if I'd never watched the original. If I hadn't just watched the original or had never seen the original at all, I might have a different opinion of this film in terms of what was added. But I did watch the original within 24 hours of watching this one, and I'm not sure everything that was put into the movie, and I don't know how much of the added stuff is from the book or not. I'm assuming most of it is from the book. It just feels like it is, although some of it maybe not. It just depends. But either way, it's not that anything is bad. Nothing ruins the film. I've never seen a Del Toro film I don't like. But it definitely feels like it could be trimmed down. It certainly feels like it could be at the very least a 2-hour film, if not hour 45. Because a lot of the things that are there, because obviously I could notice the differences really easily because I watched them so close together, they don't really feel like they had all that much. Some of the changes I think are interesting are not things that were added. It's things that are slightly altered. Now, I don't have the time to talk about it in a 5-minute. I'll talk about it on the Friday show. And in fact, I have clips to compare and contrast some of this stuff. But it's, again, if I hadn't seen the original, I would probably like this movie. I mean, I like the movie. I shouldn't say I don't like the movie. I thought it was a good Del Toro film. I probably would have had a higher opinion of it had I not seen the original. But, as I said yesterday, I understand the other one is from 1947. It's a black and white film. It's naturally going to have a limited audience. So, for people who can't stand black and white or won't watch a movie from the 40s, I would say, yes, watch this. It's a good version of the story. It's just that I think that the original might have done a little bit better. Not to say either one is really a better movie or not. One is a modern movie and one is not. They've got 70 plus years in between them. And again, Del Toro has not made a movie that I could really say is bad, even come close to saying is bad. But I would say for the people who can tolerate the older film, it'd be interesting to see what people thought if they watched the original and the remake the way I did, relatively close together. I don't know that anybody listening is going to do that, but it would be an interesting experiment, especially if you've seen the new one and never seen the original. It doesn't really even matter what order you do it in, but it might be interesting to go and watch these two films in close proximity and really see which one you like better. You're probably going to come out with the Del Toro one. It is a beautiful film. It's well shot as usual. It's great performances by and large. So I'm not going to say I'm sure that you'll prefer the older one, but it's possible that some of you might. So just on that basis alone, I'd recommend watching both of them. And let me know what you think if you do it. Later.